In 2019, when I was sitting in the home and then looking all the children of any age, bigger or smaller, they were all glued to the TV screens and everything and just playing games. But there was nothing substantial value which can join them to the Indian heritage, Indian culture, or can provide them the gaming platform where they can learn something. So the problems faced right now in the gaming industry is that the Indian kids and young adults from a huge fan base of Indian mythological and religious characters, when they try to look for games regarding to such characters, there are almost none. In India, there are, or all over the world, there are few gaming platforms that cater to this demand, and they are not even cost friendly.
So, according to BCG and Sequoia, the Indian gaming industry is very small as compared to the world market. You can see here it is written that it only constitutes of 1% of the market, even though it has such a large population, right? But this also means that that it is eyeing at a very high growth rate.
What is the revenue model exactly? It is the number of customers subscribe the app, or there is some other value added which will give you the revenue. What is the revenue source and model?
How many percent of your users are coming back on a daily basis or monthly basis?
What is the cash burn that you are looking at the moment, and what is the EBITDA currently? Like in the first quarter, what was the EBITDA?
Is there anything for the specifically users so that they will not be addicted to the game and there should not be any unfortunate incidents going forward?
How do you like to, spend on each of these units, like for paid marketing or for SEO or for social media? How would you like to do that?
In 2019, when I was sitting in the home and then looking all the children of any age, bigger or smaller, they were all glued to the TV screens and everything and just playing games. But there was nothing substantial value which can join them to the Indian heritage, Indian culture, or can provide them the gaming platform where they can learn something about their values and everything. So 6IXXER Games was launched with the idea to provide these gaming values to the Indian people, Indian children, Indian kids all over the world and India, so that they can link yourself and themselves with the Indian heritage and culture. 6IXXER Game is committed to lead the evolution of online gaming and interactive entertainment in India with a vision to see the Indian gaming sector grow independent of any problems. Yeah. So the problems faced right now in the gaming industry is that the Indian kids and young adults from a huge fan base of Indian mythological and religious characters, when they try to look for games regarding to such characters, there are almost none. In India, there are, or all over the world, there are few gaming platforms that cater to this demand, and they are not even cost friendly. So at 6IXXER Game, we are providing a solution to all these problems. We are providing an affordable gaming platform for Indian mythology and religion fast base. We are providing an artificial intelligence platform where they can play whatever games they want, whatever links they want at a very affordable price. Yeah. The strength of 6IXXER Games lies in a very secured platform with high artificial intelligence. We provide earning opportunities for gamers and game developers to all over the world. Yeah. So the platform is built around games that focus on our India history and culture. The weakness of the 6IXXER Games at the present moment is low visibility because it is in the beginning stage, and we're lacking funds to scale up the operation so that it can be reached out to each and every person in and around India and the world. So what are the opportunities for the 6IXXER Game is, India is emerging as one of the biggest gaming markets in the world. India is in the top 5 markets by share of internet users worldwide, who play video games on any device. Increasing attraction towards gaming as a career. And the threats, what we see is not much, because there are no platforms which have like this heritage games and everything. So that is what it is. So basically, the threats are very minimum. Yeah. As regards competition in our genre, or where we see the heritage games, we don't have much. But in the Western culture, games like Rummy, Ludo, which we are also providing to increase the customer base, we have Venzo and NPL. Yeah. So at 6IXXER Games, we are providing an extremely interactive social gaming platform. It is extremely affordable gaming platform. It's backed by superior artificial intelligence, backed with superb security system. Gamers can enjoy a mixture of Western and Indian games on the platform. Third-party game developers can engage in the platform. That is what we are offering as 6IXXER Games. Yeah, Shorya is there?
So you go ahead with the pitch, Shaurya will take over. Go ahead.
Yeah, should I provide the valuation? Yeah. So the company right now is valued at roughly 5 crore rupees. And we have 20,000 downloads from the Google Play stores and growing every day. Sanjana, you take over?
These are the KPIs of the company, where CAC is the 243, CAC is to LTV is 1:11 ratio, and the LTV is 2765. Next slide.
Yeah, Sanjana,
This
over
is the
to you.
valuation of the company is 4.96 crore CR, and it will be explained by the financial analyst as he will explain the valuation report. The funding required by 6IXXER Games is 73.94 lakhs. The TAM-SAM sum of the company is TAM being the $209.16 billion, SAM being $1.5 billion, and SOM being $600 million.
Yeah, as regards the founder, it has been founded by Parth Handa and Mr. Rajiv Johar. Both are directors in the company, and myself, Rakesh Handa. I have more than 30 years of executive and management experience in Canada, and I've been living in Canada for the last 28 years. So I am providing the specialized and expertise needed to run the company. We have done a lot of market research. Parth Handa, on the other hand, has vast experience. He's a young kid. He has experience in blockchain, business intelligence, big data team, leadership and development, budgeting, vendor relations, and much more. On the other hand, Rajiv Johar is an experienced, a double postgraduate with over 25 years of corporate experience, highest at CEO, expertise, successful and dedicated top-level executive with expertise in navigating organizational. Mr. Johar is a tech-savvy individual, always curious to build another successful venture.
Okay, so coming to the valuation report. So we have used for as we use for every idea stage startups, we have used the Berkus method of startup valuation. It hasn't been even 1 year since 6IXXER Games has been generating revenue. So we are valuing it at an idea stage. So we have used Berkus method of startup valuation as is used for idea stage startups. And the valuation we have arrived at is for 4.96 CR, approximately 5 CR. So 6IXXER Games, as Rakesh ji has introduced, there are very few companies that have that produce games from India and for India. And the vision of 6IXXER Games is to be a company that creates games from India for all over the world. And the game includes the portfolio that we are looking at is a huge variety. So real money games like Rummy, Poker, Fantasy Cricket League. Uh, we want adventurous games like that are based on Indian mythology, casual games like Ludo, Snake and Ladder, and things like that. So an all-around gaming experience we would like to provide the player base and the players in general. The market size, you can see we have estimated the market size $1.5 billion as of 2021, and this is the market size for India. So according to BCG and Sequoia, the Indian gaming industry is very small as compared to the world market. You can see here it is written that it only constitutes of 1% of the market, even though it has such a large population, right? And but this also means that that it is eyeing at a very high growth rate. So you can see here it is expected to triple the revenue, right? And the is expected to touch 5 billion by 2025. So like in 2-3 years, it is expected to triple. So that kind of growth rate is something you would want to invest in. Then when it comes to the growth drivers, so there is smartphone penetration. India has really good smartphone penetration, around 502 million users and 36.7% of the population as of 2021, which is something that has to have increased in this year. Affordable internet with the oncoming of Jio, internet has become very cheap in India. It has in fact, it has the lowest cost of data in the world, one of the lowest costs. And India's young demography is an advantageous market since the demography that constitutes of the player base of these kind of gaming apps and these variety of gaming apps is constitutes of kids, depending on the games, but it constitutes of kids, teenagers, and young adults. So mostly that kind of demography we're trying to target, which is something India has a really high percentage in. And it has been observed in research that games that are sophisticated but have a shorter learning curve. So if it has a huge learning curve, people get bored and leave the game in middle. But if you have something, some sophisticated game that has a short learning curve, or some game that that everybody knows the rules of, so like poker, for example, many people who play poker know the rules of poker already. So that has a short learning curve for the players itself. So games like that are more popular and get more downloads in general. The key players in the market. So when it comes to the real money games market, mostly these are the key players: MPL, Winzo, Zupi, 24 games, and they have all raised funds in the past. For example, MPL having raised the highest funds, $389 million. At right now, its valuation is 2.3 billion, and then you have your Winzo 93, Jet, you have 92 million, Zupi 51 million, things like that. When we come at the government initiatives, so the government is focusing more and more when it comes to tech in general, and gaming being a part of tech is also getting a lot of attention from the government. For example, 100% FDI is permitted in gaming. So international players who want to develop games in India itself, so now they can do so freely. Then when it comes, IIT Bombay has set up this animation, visual effects, gaming, comic center. You have Niti Aayog, which has organized a consultation program for this industry, and many other initiatives that the government has taken. Flagship Digital India, then you have Digital Village scheme, right? And the Ministry of Education is creating policies to create jobs in this gaming. And apart from these government initiatives, now gaming as an industry in general is also being more socially accepted. So people who are gamers and they can earn money by going to Twitch, and India having a huge YouTube audience, streaming audience, there is a lot of money to be made in this market. Even as a streamer or a player in general. So the growth trajectory for this industry is pretty high when it comes to India, since India has it is unexplored territory for India. Very few players are there, and with when you compare it to the world, the percentage that India contributes is very low. So the future expectations is very high growth, as we had discussed. In 2-3 years, it is expected to triple the industry size. So this high growth will can contribute for 6IXXER Gaming to generating very high revenues and capturing the market. Then I'll come to the projection. This was the valuation. I'll come to the projection. So this projection was made in June. So that is why I've taken the first quarter as a reference, as you can see. So the main thing I would like to discuss, this valuation and projection will be emailed to every investor who shows interest. The main thing I would like to discuss here are the plans with the funding. So after the funding is received, the main thing that we would like to spend money on, that 6IXXER Games would like to spend money on, is first of all, it has been spending, as you can see, it has been spending money. These website charges includes new service development. So the cost that is incurred to develop new games. So basically, it is a product development kind of charge. So 6IXXER Gaming has been investing a lot in that. As you can see, it has been growing. So it has been 7-8 lakhs it has been spending, and they would like to keep on spending and increase this portfolio of games in order to provide a better product for the player base. And another thing they would like to do right now, they're spending some amount on digital marketing and promotions. Digital marketing spend they would like to increase. So you can see there is a huge jump there. So with the funds to attract more players, to get more downloads, so that the spending, the transactions in the app increase. Digital, we would like to spend more on digital marketing in order to attract more players and everything. So when we compute all of that, the burn comes out to be around 12 lakh, and as the expenses increase, it will keep on increase. Then it will start to saturate once the service development and we find the right product market fit. Once the service development is done, then the revenue will catch up, and the burn will reduce and will become more profitable. So according to the projection, the funding required is coming out to be 73.94 lakhs, as shown in the pitch deck. So we are raising 70 lakhs for now, 75 lakhs for now. So that is the target. And another thing I would like to discuss in the pitch deck, the KPIs. So the current CAC, these are based on the first quarter figures. The CAC at that time was 243 rupees, and the LTV is estimated around 2765 over the months. So the ratio is coming out to be around 1:11. So for every 1 rupee we spend on marketing and service development, we get 11 rupees back over the months and the years from any given player. So that is the CAC is to LTV figure. and the funding required we discussed, and the Tam Sam song. So so first of all, this is the figure. The TAM is the figure for the global gaming market, 229.16 billion. This mobile gaming market, 229.16. As you can see, and this is the Indian mobile gaming market. So you can see that there is a huge difference between the world and India. So India has a lot to grow when it comes to this sector, mobile gaming sector. So that is what that is will cause the huge growth when it comes to this market, and possibly 6IXXER games. The valuation and the projection will be emailed to investors that show interest.
I would like to request Mr. Handa. Can you just let me know what is the current situation of your gaming apps? I want to understand actually.
Good morning, Mr. Sinha. How are you?
I'm very well, sir. Thank you. How are you?
Good, good. The present situation is that we already are into the market. We have already launched 4 games, which is 6IXXER Rummy, 6IXXER Cricket, Kabaddi, Ludo. So the 4 games are already launched, and we are launching now the Indian heritage games within the next 2-3 months, which is Veer Hanuman, Ramayan, and Kurukshetra. So these are in the pipeline, almost on the final stages. We have more than 25,000 downloads, and they are growing every day. So we are very well, you can say, focused into the Indian market and well set now.
Okay, thank you. One more thing I want to know. In the slides, I didn't see anything about your whatever your until now how much revenue you have generated.
So you can see here these are actual figure, actual data. So the company is young. So the June figure is 1,13,000. You can see here, and these are estimations. So the current MRR based on June is 1,10,000, and this is mainly because right now the focus is on product development. I mean, 6IXXER Games is not running ads right now. The only revenue source is the transactions that happen in the app. So ad is we all know ad is a huge revenue source for any app, let alone any gaming app, right? So so we are not currently opening that because the focus is on gathering a player base by making our portfolio wide, making the games more interesting, and things like that.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Sinha.
Thank you, sir.
What is the revenue model exactly? It is the number of customers subscribe the app, or there is some other value added which will give you the revenue. What is the revenue source and model?
The revenue source and models are in 3 different ways. One will be in-app advertisements, in-app purchases, plus what will be sharing the rate from every player. Whatever players place the games on there, and whatever they bet or they can say commit to it, and we charge about 20% of the rate. So rate will be one source, in-app advertisement will be the another source, and main will be the in-app purchases, which are called modifications. They'll be buying different products in the app when they go to the advanced level. So
what is the average cost? What is the average cost per user for subscribing your gaming app? What would be the average cost?
The gaming app download is always free. It is only when you go to the
after subscription, what would be the average cost per user?
The average cost, they can play whatever number they want. For example, Rummy, they can play with 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 30 rupees, whatever they want. But on average, a player, if they join and they download our app, they play at least 100 rupees and all those things.
Monthly, you are talking about?
Monthly, if we take an average good player, should spend about 500 to 800 rupees.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, that's what it is. Plus, then once the subscription goes, then we get the advertisements from different from different companies. That will be another big source of revenue. That will be one of the good sources. And when the player reaches an advanced stage, then they'll be buying different products, which will be selling it on the app. So that'll be another way of revenue. So there'll be a 3-way revenue model.
So this is going to come 6IXXER app, which you are putting as a heritage or whatever you call it. You
Yeah.
already having 3-4 apps which are live and running in the market.
Yeah, we have 6IXXER Rummy live running into the market. The Ludo
they
is
performing?
live. And yeah, go ahead.
How are they performing, existing one?
And they have been doing very good, excellent. And the good news is that Google from last, say, 15 days has allowed all the cash games to be displayed into the App Store. So we'll be with the cash games, will be in the App Store maybe by Monday. And once that happens, it changes everything. Then the number of viewership, the players acquisition will be very easy. Then we can advertise.
You are saying the subscription through Google app, right?
Yes, under the Play Store. Right now we are there in the Play Store, but only with cash-free games. Now the Google has allowed the cash games also. So we'll be there shortly.
Okay, thank you. Got it.
Thank you, Harish. Thank you very much.
First question is regarding the founders. How committed are the founders on this idea? And how big is your team in Bangalore?
We are working full time. The two founders are full time involved into this, and myself as being advisor, we are full time into it, developing games every day. We are finding new ideas, new heritage games, how to develop them, how to manage them, what features we can put, and we are bringing fresh ideas. Both the founder Path is a young director, so he has a number of good ideas which we are getting from the Canadian market and the world market, which we are going to bring it to the Indian market. And the other director based in Bangalore, Rajiv, is full-time committed to it, very experienced. He's into all marketing ideas and management ideas. So we are fully committed. We have 3 full-time directors. We have marketing team and we have the development team. So we are about 15 people right now.
Okay, good. Yeah, thanks a lot. And the second question is regarding the LTV. Saurabh, could you say more information, like how did you come up with this value of like 12,000 or 11,000 rupees?
So the general way that the LTV is calculated, that you estimate the per month spending of the average customer. Okay, and that can be done using previous data very easily. The second thing that you need is which is a lot more challenging to come up with, is to come up with the lifetime of an average customer. So how much time is the so for example, a player is has joined the app, has downloaded the app, and is now spending on the app. So for how much time will he keep spending on the app? So we estimate that, and then we multiply the figures, and that is how we come up with the LTV.
Okay, but currently there is no revenue, right? I mean, the customers are not paying for using this app.
There is some revenue, as I said. Right now the MRR is 1,10,000, and the spending on CAC right now is not very much. So digital marketing, they're not spending very much. The main focus is on service development. So so that is why we came up with the CAC is to LTV. So since and the number of the downloads have been increasing, like it is getting a healthy 3,000-4,000 downloads every month. So we estimated using that.
Got it. And final question: how much time will a user spend on your app? The current users.
Harish, on an average, if the player is engaged, they spend about 15-20 minutes in one go, at least 15 to 20 minutes. And then they may join again after, say, a few hours. But on average, they spend about 15 to 20 minutes playing games.
Is it per day or per month, or how is it calculated?
It depends upon, per day at one go. Once a player joins, for example, they have joined a Rummy platform and Rummy games, they will spend at least 15, 20, 25 minutes to complete tournaments, to complete the rounds, and then may come again the next day. So that is for one go.
How many percent of your users are coming back on a daily basis or monthly basis?
The percentage of users coming back, I'll say about 30%, 25 to 30%. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they come back.
That's a very high number.
Yeah, that's quite a high number because all the players, what they see is the smooth play of the game and our commitment towards the game. How good is the withdrawal? How good is everything? You know, how we do the KYCs and how they are enjoying the game on the tables and everything. That is all counted into it.
So basically, I am an existing 6IXXER trading platform user. I have a portfolio of like 50-60,000 approx. So that already shows I like the idea. I have few friends and relatives playing as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Parth.
So yeah, so the idea is really good. I like the app, and most of us keep on logging in every day or every second day to check our portfolios and trade. But my major question here is when we are trading, right? When the user makes profit, essentially you would be losing money, right?
Yeah.
So how do you try to convert that into, let's say, revenue stream? Because that is a risk that is going to be involved in the game, right?
But see, as a platform, what we are providing the platform and our charges are about 20% of the rate. So our profits are based on that only. So rest all is for the players like you, and that goes back to you. So we play on the 20% revenues what we get on the rate. Plus, once we have the number of downloads to say 2 million, there'll be in-app revenue for the company. You know, that is the most important part, the in-app revenue. So that will play an important part once the company grows.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I just had a minor internet break. So I just heard that you are targeting an in-app revenue once you have 2 million users. So
Yes.
how would that work essentially? What would be the in-app revenues? I know you
In-app
mentioned merchandise
revenues,
sales and ads.
yes.
There was one more thing that you said was, which was not clear, is something related to players and some 20% margin that you would be charging on that. Can you elaborate a bit on that, please?
How that works is, for example, you are playing a rummy game and you are playing with 100 rupees and the other player opposite to you is also playing with 100 rupees. So out of the 200 rupees you are playing the game, 20% is kept with the company. That is about 40 rupees will be kept with us and 160 rupees will be distributed. So the volume is too much because once a player joins the game, they play 2, 3, 4 games at a time. So the intake is always 20%. The daily turnover will be very big. So that is one of the main source of the revenue.
Okay. Actually, my question was more towards a cricket trading platform because that seems a very interesting and unique concept. Rummy, I think that you will always have competitors, and that is and yeah, for that would be a cash cow. But I think the big game would be your trading platform, the 6IXXER cricket trading platform. So what are the plans for that in particular?
But I'll go the opposite way. Games like Rummy, Ludo, and all those things which are to be played on daily basis has very good potential. Games like cricket, they're much into play when the World Cup is there or when some games are going on or interesting games are going on. So there also we get the 20% rate, whatever they play, whatever choose they team, we take 20% out of it. But there it will be little less because when the IPL season comes or the World Cups come, that is when the cricket comes into action. They are not played every day. So everyday games are little different. That is why we will be getting more of heritage games, which can be played by anyone every time. So we are focusing more onto everyday games.
Understood. Thank you. One last question. Sorry, this would be probably for Shaurya. What is the cash burn that you are looking at the moment, and what is the EBITDA currently? Like in the first quarter, what was the EBITDA?
The current burn rate is about 12 lakhs. and most of it is towards service development, as I said. Some of it is going towards marketing, uh, and a few salaries here then. But most of it is like I would say about 2/3 of it is towards new service development. It is going the burn. And what was the second question? Sorry.
What is the EBITDA currently right now? So I am assuming EBITDA would be somewhere around 10, 11 lakhs negative right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. And how much does it cost to, let's say, make a new game? As in, you're going to come up with a variety of games, right? So what is the spending on these games?
Yeah, the average game development is anywhere between 10 to 15 lakh rupees.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, minimum average game development is 10 to 15 lakh.
Okay. Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Parth. Thank you.
Of the mythology games you mentioned, could you share some highlights here?
Hi, Harish. This is, how are you?
Yes, doing great.
Harish, yeah, regarding the mythology games, the first game, which is the Veer Hanuman, that should be in the market latest by first week of November. So the timeline we are developing, because developing heritage game needs a lot of research, lot of work to be done, animations to be done. So we'll be coming one by one. So the first one is almost ready to come hit the market, that is Veer Hanuman. We should be there soon.
Got it. How are you going to monetize this first game? What you mentioned? Like
The Veer
games,
Hanuman
like-
monetization is all on the downloads, because it's a free game, and the more the more downloads are there, the more people joining, that will be generating the ad revenues plus in-app purchases. Right now, the model what we are introducing in November will be all free. There'll be no purchases into it, but another 1 month will be giving the higher version where they can purchase different things, in the game. So that will be there. So all this monetization will depend upon the downloads and the app purchases and advertisements.
Got it. The question is regarding the finances. Like, how are you going to use this the money what you will raise for the funding now?
And the maximum percentage will be used for game development and marketing. That will be the main target of these funds raised. We need to develop at least 2-3 more games. Plus, we need to increase our fan base. So that will be used on marketing and game development.
Regarding the runtime of the funds, because you are raising just 70 lakhs, I mean, I don't think you will survive for 6 months or 1 year. So, I mean, what is the runtime you are looking into it?
The runtime will be approximately, I think, as far as I have done it, I think 6 months should be the runtime for this fund. Yeah. Post which we will look to raise another round.
I just want to understand, like you said that you are only on the Android right now, so you are not on iOS.
We are almost there. We are on iOS. It should be there any day, maybe in a week time.
Okay, and you are only for this app. It is only for the Indian customers. Are there anyone can join us from across globe?
The cash games, which are Rummy, Ludo, Cricket, that are strictly for the Indian market. But the heritage games, which are coming next month, they'll be available all over.
Okay, so the users how they can actually take the withdrawal?
It will be available on the Play Store, Android and iOS. The Veer Hanuman will be available on general platform, and anyone can download, anyone can play.
Okay.
Yeah, but we still are working on it, how it is going to work for Canada and the US. We have to still work it out. Right now, our main focus is into the Indian market because of the main, the population and everything. So we have to figure it out how to bring it to the Canadian market and to the US market.
Okay, thank you.
We are working on it, Shashank.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for joining, Shashank.
No problem. Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Rakesh. I have a query regarding, you can say, the future of these kind of games, especially in India. And if you have been reading news, so government is banning down on such kind of platforms and such kind of ads, specifically in India, and the rest of the world is fine with it. So, and your market is specifically targeted in India right now. So let's say down the line, 3 to 4 months, they pass a bill or something of that kind. So what is your future plan to actually shift from India to any other country?
Sahil, first of all, the Supreme Court has given all these games what we have introduced as skill-based games. If you see even from the Google thing, they have agreed to do the advertisements for the skill-based games. So the future is not going. And there are a lot of, if you see, there are a lot of unicorns into the market, into this market, say for rummy, cricket, and a lot of unicorns have come in. So the future in India is still very good, and it will remain like that. Okay, the few states have banned, but again, they sometimes come back and go. But majority of India is open to these games. Plus, our plans are to go more into the quiz games, skill-based games, heritage games, where there'll be no challenges from the government side also. Plus, we are trying to enter to the Canadian market within the next 24 months. So Canada, all these games are legal, so we'll be entering to the world market also.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Sahil. Thank you.
I just want to know, I mean, adding new games will help acquiring different set of customers, but what about the existing games? Will they catch up with the new users, or will they have come to a stagnant levels?
No, this will be segmented, because that's why we'll be targeting every game will have its own set of customers. But how it works is that once we have multiple games on the platform, they get a choice. For example, a player playing cricket, once it doesn't have cricket going on or any other matches going on, they always tend to shift to other games like Rummy, Ludo, or they may just say, okay, let's pass some time, play some heritage game. So that will help us in general everywhere. That's why we are providing a multiple gaming platform, so that they can shift on from one game to 2 games to three games. Plus, there'll be individual games we will be focusing on. So it will be both ways.
Okay. And just a point, I don't know how relevant it is, but don't you think, I mean, since there are so many companies coming up on the gaming platform and very similar set of games they are developing, competition will be cutthroat?
Yes, there'll be a big competition in the market. Already there is competition. That's why our focus is being shifted altogether towards the heritage games. If you see the Indian gaming industry, there is no heritage game development. No one has taken what you call even, the idea to bring up games which are linked to our Indian heritage, Indian culture, where we can educate people. Right now, whatever the people are doing or playing the games all over the world, they're just, cutting time, but they don't learn anything. So we are focusing more to, empower our young generation, the future generation with our culture. So this is a new area which is altogether unexplored. Okay, there will be competition in this area. Also, once we come, there'll be other players coming, but we'll be the pioneers into it.
So I am having one question here. So nowadays, in specifically, if you see, there are teenagers; those are addicted to the games, and there are incidents also, right? So keeping that Indian culture in view, is there anything for the specifically users, so that they will not be addicted to the game and there should not be any unfortunate incidents going forward?
Chandramani, that's a very, very good question, and we are taking responsible gaming very seriously, because I've been reading number of incidents in India where they put all their money and everything into the gaming, and that's not good. So if you see our websites, we are taking responsible gaming, and plus We are monitoring each and every player. We are developing a team. If we see a player, say, playing 2-3 days and spending big money, we just block it and we send them a message, no, that you are not allowed. We want them to play only responsibly to a very small extent. We don't want to bet huge amounts and play and lose the money. No, we will be monitoring these type of players which are not doing good, and we'll be blocking them, from time to time. We want them to play very, very responsibly.
Thank you so much.
First of all, I would like to tell myself that I'm also into digital marketing and I'm running an agency. Secondly, I have one question regarding, the churn ratio and even, how much spending you are, doing currently on the digital marketing side, and what is the overall, I would say the plan for the next. I mean, I've seen the projections, but how do you like to, spend on the each of these units, like for paid marketing or for SEO or for social media? How would you like to do that?
The maximum budget is going for digital marketing and SEOs. That will be the main thing, because that is the easiest and the most affordable platform where we can get more customers. Going to the paid marketing like Hotstar and all will be little down the road. Right now, all focus will be on digital marketing, Facebook campaigns, and all those things. That is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Secondly, you mentioned that you have around 53 employees. So what is the overall expense on the bringing the revenue, game building expenditure and your, I mean, this is all your own investment, or you already had an investment before this, or this is the first time that you are in taking the invest.
Rahul, first of all, I think so. We mentioned only 13 employees. 53 will become a very big company. So we have about 13 employees only. And that is 100% investment by us only, by the directors of the company. Right now, we have not raised any fund. And this is the first attempt for raising funds. And then we'll going for the next rounds later on. Right now, we are investing everything from our own pocket.
Here now we come to the end of the demo day of 6IXXER Games. Thank you so much everyone for joining this session. And Mr. Rakesh, would you like to give a thank you note?
Yeah, thank you everyone, and we'll look forward to your participation into the company. It is a very bright future and we have a very long way to go. So we would like everyone to participate and let's move forward. Thank you everyone for joining.